Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I am doing a small plant haul. These are plants that I've bought since my last plant haul video, which is the Brooklyn NYC plant haul. If you haven't seen it, I would link it somewhere up here. So I have 4 plants to show you that I've bought since, which is still kind of a lot because I'm trying to really be a no-buy up until next spring. But these are plants that are my wish list plants. So I'm only buying plants that are in my wish list that I really want, and not buy them just for the sake of, oh, I saw this on YouTube, I saw this on Instagram, let me go buy it. But I don't really want it. So I'm only trying to buy plants that I really want, especially we're heading to the fall and winter season, and I think I have enough plants in my collection that I don't really need to bring more plants into my home. But sometimes you see a plant that I really like, I can't help but buy them. So this was the case for this 4 plants that I am showing you right now. So the first one that I got is Moonshine Sansevieria. So I found this at a Home Depot in Gaithersburg, Maryland. I'm kind of mad at myself because I actually dropped this while I'm preparing to film, so it kind of broke here and a little bit here, but I'm hoping it will heal itself and be okay because I don't want to cut off those leaves. Just a wish list plants when it comes to Sansevieria, aside from the whale fin. So I'm really glad that I found this at Home Depot. It was $6.98 and it's pretty large for its size, and I haven't really seen a Moonshine Sansevieria anywhere. So when I saw it, I had to get one, and so I did. So this is the Moonshine Sansevieria. So the next one I got is a pretty common plant, which is this ZZ plant, but I've always debated on whether to get a ZZ plant or not, because it's kind of like with Sansevieria, I'm not sure what size I want for it, and sometimes I feel like it's too expensive for what they're charging, even at Home Depot or Lowe's. So I think the common one that you'll see, like the small ones for like $11, or the really big one for $25 to $30, but they're not always in a good condition and they're not always in the best shape for me to justify buying it at those prices. But this one I got from Trader Joe's for $10.99, which I thought was a pretty good price for its size, because I've seen this size of pots of ZZs at Home Depot or Lowe's. They sell it for about $12 to $14, but it comes with a nursery pot. At least this one, it's $10.99, but it already comes with its own pot, and it comes with a white pot with a drainage, which is really good. And I got the biggest one that I could find at Trader Joe's. So yeah, I finally got a ZZ plant. So I really like this one, because at first I wasn't really sold on ZZ plants. I feel like it's one of those trendy plants that I don't really get why people like it, but no, I like it. So once I saw this at Trader Joe's, like, I had to get it. They also had Ficus liratas and alocasias in the similar pots, also for $10.99, but I already have Ficus lirata, and I don't really like alocasias because I heard they're kind of tricky to take care of, especially, I think it's the elephant, or I'm not sure what kind of alocasia it is, but it's the one that basically dies by the time you bring it home. So I didn't want to waste my money buying that. But so yeah, so this is a ZZ plant for $10.99 that I got from Trader Joe's. The next one I got is an herb. This is a sage, and this is a, I didn't know there were so many kinds of sage until I've stopped by this this nursery. It's the Green Street Gardens in Virginia. This is the Good Friend sage, and because it's already nearing the end of this growing season, a lot of the herbs that they have don't really look good, but I really want to get a sage. So I got this one. This is like the best looking one out of their different varieties of sage. So I got this one for $7.99, which I thought was a little bit pricey, but this nursery in general I thought had higher prices than other nurseries or garden centers that I go to. But this is the only place that I can find that sells herbs during this time of the year, because usually these are sold early spring, but for some reason I really want sage right now. So I bought it for $7.99 from Green Street Gardens. It smells really good, and hopefully they survive through the winter and grow a lot bigger during the spring. The reason I bought sage is because I kind of want to kickstart my plans for an herb garden. If you've seen my Brooklyn Botanical Garden tour, there had a fragrance garden section, which is basically a lot of aromatic herbs, and of course there's no way I could recreate that space in my own space, but I kind of do a mini version of having different fragrant herbs in a garden. That's kind of like my big project, or the project that I'm planning for next spring. And I already have lavender and rosemary, and now I have this, and probably like a few more herbs that I want to purchase to complete my herb garden for next spring. At least that's the idea. We'll see if it actually happens next spring. But yeah, this is the Good Friend Sage from Green Street Gardens in Virginia for $7.99. So the last one I got, it was an impulse buy, and I paid way too much for it. It is the most expensive plant I've ever bought, and I think I paid way too much for it, but that's okay. This is my Hoya Crimson Queen. I also got it from Green Street Gardens in Virginia, and I'm not really a Hoya person. The only Hoya I have is my Hoya Carrii. That one was like that one was on top of my wish list, and I got it, and it's doing great. It's grown 2 new leaves, and my Hindu rope, which I got on clearance for $5 at Lowe's, but it's just like a small cutting which hasn't grown at all, but it's okay. It's doing fine. It's not dying. So, but yeah, so this is the Hoya Crimson Queen, Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen, and I saw it, and I think the reason why I bought it, even if it was so pricey, because the last time I saw a Hoya Crimson Queen, I'm not even sure if it's a Crimson Queen or a Crimson Princess, at Lowe's for $16, I hesitated buying it because I was already buying the Cebu Blue Pothos. I didn't want to buy another big item at the same time, but I kind of wish I got in it because it was $16 and this one was $35, and it was pretty much about the same size. But the one thing that I do like about this is a more mature plant. The leaves are bigger. Some of the leaves are kind of losing its variegation already, like there's a very minimal variegation on the edge, but this side has lots of variegation and it's a lot of white leaves. So I think this is the reason I got it. But although I kind of got upset again because I went to Old Town Alexandria Ace Hardware. They have a Hoya Crimson Queen for $10 cheaper than this one. So yeah, so much for being not easily found, and I found it like a week after I bought this one. But that's okay, because like I said, this is still a much bigger plant and a much more mature plant, and it's a little bit more trailing. And that plant, even I think it was in a 6-inch pot, and this is in a 8-inch pot. And that one, the Hoya Crimson Queen in that one, even though it has a lot of variegation, it's still a juvenile plant. And this one, like I said, is a bit more mature. So yeah, and my initial plan was to break it up, put it into 2 4-inch pot, and whatever left over I would sell on Etsy. But I kind of don't want to do that right now because I heard Hoyas don't like to be repotted as much, and it is heading towards fall, and this is not really the time to be repotting it, and it's actually in a really good potting mix. So I kind of don't want to disturb it now, and I'll probably just wait until next spring to repot it and sell cuttings from it on Etsy then. So yeah, this is my Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen. So that's it for my late summer, August, September plant haul. I'm trying to not buy any more plants. heading to the fall and winter season, like I said, and I don't think I will really buy any more unless I find something that is a wish list plant that I really want. But right now I am not like trying to go to nurseries or garden centers anymore unless I happen to be at one at random, but I'm not like purposely going to them anymore to find plants to buy. So yeah, although I was just at Ace Hardware the other day and I purposely stopped by that store to look at your plants, so I might be lying there. But yeah, but anyways, yeah, so I'm trying to do a no buy pledge until the end of the year, or up until next spring. I know that's not really gonna happen really, but yeah, I'm trying to slow down. I'm also trying to move my plants indoors, and I'm probably gonna do a video on that once I've moved them all back in and show you an updated plant collection tour of my room. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and hope you enjoyed it, and have a plentiful day. Bye!